Hello. Hello, my friends. How are you? Are you okay? I am okay. My name is Arlene Bishop. I'm a performing singer-songwriter, and I am a late diagnosed autistic person with ADHD. And I am working out some stuff, and you're back to see what I've been working on. I really appreciate this because I think if we all contribute our little bit to science, if we could just contribute this to science, and then they can understand what happens when one masks their entire life, like heavily masking. Really, like looking at other people, what to do, how to do it, how to feel, how to react. I mean, it's not like I didn't have my own reactions and my own feelings and my own opinions about things. I always did. And it's not like they were always like completely against the crowd. But so frequently I would find myself in the minority, saying the wrong thing. Well, and that's how I developed my sense of humor, I think, partly. Right? Because when you say that's the great thing about comedic timing, right? It's an unexpected thing. So I'm saying something, even when I'm just a little kid, I'm saying something that I think is, relevant, but somehow it's hilarious. So it builds a part of one's brain, my brain, of finding out why that's hilarious. Why is that side piece so funny? Oh yeah, right, I see how it's funny. And I developed those neural pathways. So I love to go through those neural pathways and find out what connects, what brings this over to here. What makes this funnier than that? Gee, I wonder what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know. I'm just going to fly with it, okay? Because it's been a really tricky time. In fact, today I feel pretty good. But yesterday and the day before and the day before, I think the day before that, possibly the day before that and the day before that, I felt really crappy, really having crazy issues with interoception, not knowing where I am in space, not knowing where my body is. Okay, so let's separate my issues, will you? Open up your notebooks to the chapter of your issues too. Do you have these same issues? Here it is. Here's the past bunch of days for me. I am so far away from my body. I am so far away that my body, it's almost like I'm remote controlling myself from wherever I am. I have a task, I've set myself a task, and I finally have the dopamine to get up and do that task. And I make my body get up and do it. And on the way, I am knocking table corners, I'm banging against doorways, I'm dropping stuff on my feet, I'm scraping my face, I'm knocking the back of my head. It's happening. All these things are happening. And as they're happening, I really just sort of look at it as almost like gaming. I'm just like, I'm losing a point. Oh, bang my shoulder, point down. Bang my shoulder again. Oh, double point down, point down. So now here I am 5 days later. And I can see that for days and days of tasks, I've built up all these injuries. I'm covered in bruises. I have so many bruises. Bruises are so fun. They have all these different colors and everything. Isn't it wild? It's wild, right? Isn't it wild? Our bodies are wild. Our bodies make bruises. That's wild. All right. What have I been doing? What have I been doing that's been so bruisey worthy? Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at this stream of consciousness happening. Holy baloney. I've been in my back garden. Yeah, I have a back garden. I have a backyard. I live in a big city. 4th largest metropolitan in North America. Is that right? And I live in a house. And we have a little backyard, a back 40 feet. And over the 18 years that I've lived here, that we've lived in this house, I have dealt with the backyard in various ways. I mean, it was a house that I could afford to move into. So in the first place, the backyard was really just a depository of a bunch of crap that other people who had lived here, they had just left their stuff in the backyard. So it took me years to sort of clear out the backyard. And then it took me years to get rid of the broken down decking that was there and build a little tiny deck of my own and put in plants and stuff and so forth. Now, there we go. Here we are. Plants, backyard, deck. garden, 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 garden. Okay, so all these things that we do with our kids to try to build these memories in these times and stuff. And I have stumbled on a lovely memory of my mother who passed away, middle of June. The memory is a thing that we have shared for years. It was nice when we sort of, I think it was nice for both of us when we discovered it. And that is the garden. Just sort of appreciating the garden. Not having to do a big deal about it, but just sort of appreciating it and being in it and letting it grow and letting it be. So what happened was a bunch of years ago, let's call it about 10 years ago, my mom was here for a visit. And we were walking to the local grocery store where they had a garden center. And the garden center was having this last minute emergency sale because there was a construction tragedy that had occurred. So they needed to clear out the garden center. So here we were, I don't know, this was 10 years ago, beginning of July. Everything, all these amazing things, trees and bushes and shrubbery and vegetables and perennials and annuals and all kinds of flowering and non-flowering and grasses and all sorts. Everything, $2 suddenly. And of course, mayhem ensues. So my mother and I, we leap into gear, the two of us always ready to be ready in an emergency. We gather up basically all the plants that we can muster in that time, because the place is getting basically kind of looted, right? Everybody's like, $2 plants, whoa. Anyway, my backyard is filled with those plants. I think altogether we got 13 different plants. So the past couple of weeks I've been back there, tidying, watering. It was really a thing to do in the morning to try to relax and to take care of myself. So I'll go back there and water and see something and weed and pick something up and tidy it a little bit, which is a thing I've always done in my garden every year, and then I lose interest or I forget about it, and then suddenly it's August and I'm like, oh my God, what happened to this garden? Well, this year, no, that's not the case. This year, that garden has been really, I have worked over it, I have tended it, I have taken care of it, and a lot of times when I'm doing it, I've thought about my mom and thought about the nice time that we had together. Yeah, nice conversations. Yeah, it is. It's a nice thing. It is a nice thing. And then this morning when I was out there, stupid stinging nettle. Do you know this? Do you know this weed? Do you know this herb? This thing that grows in backyards? It looks kind of like a raspberry plant. It's got tiny little spikes on it, tiny little hairy spikes, filled with, hate, Satan's venom. And you just brush it. Just brush it. And it will burn you. It hurts. It stings. It hurts. But there's a companion plant that lives really nearby it, which I've forgotten the name of it. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, pull that one up and mush it up and put it on, and you get all and get all naturey, and you can mostly fix it up. So that's taken care of. So this morning when that happened and I'm dealing with my stinging nettle on my arms, and I'm thinking about my mom, and I'm thinking about, oh yeah, that's how those bad, not so great memories work their way into the beautiful garden, the stinging nettles. It's just those remembrances that it was hard. My mom and I had a hard life sometimes together in our dynamic. We worked it through. We really did work it through. And in the end, she asked me for forgiveness. I gave her forgiveness. I asked her for forgiveness. She gave me forgiveness. But those nettles are always going to be there. It's just it's just nature. That's the way it is. And I just have to remember that when I come across those nettles, whether they're in the garden or whether they're in my memories, I just need to tend to them. Yeah, tend to them caringly and lovingly. So, I think that's pretty good advice in the science world. So you take care of yourself. I'm going to take care of myself. Let's take care of some other people. Take care of your garden. The one up here and the one in your heart. Oh, and the flora in your gut. Let's talk about flora in our gut someday. What a weird segue. I'll see you soon.